followers will increase, you know, size of donate or of giveaways and stuff like that. So definitely be sure to hop online, check that out. It'll help us reach that 100 new sub followers. So again, if you join, feel free to ask any questions. I've been playing Albion for about a year and a half now. I don't play as often as I should, but I did start when I started. I tried to go the whole PVE and wasn't really able to. Just didn't fit my play style. I'm more of a Econ player. So I do apologize if you hear a little one in the background. Yeah, usually still working on our setup, kind of open to the rest of the house. And so that's where we're at with that. But hey, we're here. We're gonna have a good time. So hopefully we'll see some new people come on in. Um, you know, it would be really great if you guys want to show up. That's my chat here. So yep, there it is, right there in the stream. Little tests. You guys can see it there. So yeah, feel free. Come on in. Say hi in the chat. You know, that's always helpful. You know, might hear me just rambling on, but that's what we do. But like I was saying, I've been playing Albion now for about a year. I started looking at the PVE side of it, but it really wasn't what I wanted to do. So I turned around and started thinking back to my WoW days and my Star Wars Galaxies. So if Star Wars Galaxy players, you guys know what I'm talking about. Back then, I was a engineer. I was a crafter, pretty much. I was had a maxed out shipwright, maxed out armor smith. I made all the mining equipment and the factories and all that stuff, and I did really good. My primary is what I did was I mined resources. So I would use my factories to make cases of walls for people that were building factories and so forth. I started making as I was saying, so I like playing that style. I wish Albion had a much more robust PVE side of things, where you know gave us more validity in the market. They say it's a player-driven market, but I'm going to tell you right now, to truly be a player-driven market, they should literally um, have all the major markets and all the major cities. They should all be intertwined. So if I'm looking to say buy tier 4 seeds here, I could search them on the market, but then I could look at the best price, see where it's at, purchase them, but then I would have to go to that main city to pick them up. Not only that, but being able to have vendors, personal vendors that you can buy and set up for people to come to your location and buy. The whole thing with the personal islands, uh, to an extent, I understand that. But again, it's more of a money grab by the developers because, again, if you want to have a lot of islands, you either pay to rent them or you go and create them yourself. Well, every time you create one, because the way they set it up, which was how they're making their money, is you have to have a new character, which is pretty much a new account. And then in turn for that, you have to pay whatever it is. You have to, each character has to grant you 30 days of premium. So, you're going to turn around paying for the new account. You're going to pay for, the gold or the silver that's needed to max out an island. And your character can only have one island. So you have to have a new account every single time. And well, I'm sorry, you only need premium for the account. But in the grand scheme of things here, when you do that, it costs real money. Granted, you only need the account to be, to have that 30-day, but that's the sad part. You got to have a 30-day account because they don't want somebody buying a 2 or 5-day account, which again, they're still making money off it. I think what it came down to was a way to stop people from setting up a crap ton of islands. However, what I really liked in all the MMOs that I played, again, I go back to Star Wars Galaxies, they had this neat, you start it with 9 plots. So you could decide where you want to put it your house, like what planet. And so the way it worked is if I decided I wanted to there we go. If I wanted to put my planet or my main house on Tatooine, but wanted to put all my plots on let's say Naboo, I could easily do that. It was much easier to share. Like if somebody turned around and I paid them, say, hey, look, I'll pay you so many credits a month for you to reserve your 9, to buy your 9 slots. I have this elite harvester. I have the power to run it. Here's what I want you to mine for it. But I wouldn't even have to tell them that because they would make me a like half owner on it, and then I could go in and I could deposit the power and I could do everything. And these people are just making a passive income off of the fact that I'm renting their spot out. And I would have other players that I would play with that would let me just use their spots. So I could have, 30, 40 elite harvesters all over the place. And then I would take my 9 and put them wherever I wanted, while the other 31 were on this one planet mining this because I knew it was only going to be there for a week or so. Here we have one planet, one location, and we just have these cities. And then, to move from place to place, if you're carrying gear and it's not within the certain city, well, you get hit with a travel tax. It's no different. They literally have done everything to make you play PvE to be able to farm that, to make large amounts of silver, or put all your islands in one location, all your private islands, so you can build them out. You don't have to worry about paying that travel cost. The other thing that was nice about Star Wars Galaxies is it wasn't so much that they had PvE and a PvP server, but what they did do was they had, no matter where I went, if an actual player wanted to get in combat with me, you couldn't just gank me in the red zone because you saw me and you're waiting for me to finish mining. No, you couldn't do that. You literally had to ask permission to duel somebody. And the only time that you could actually go into combat, engage in the combat with another player, was either that or there was running missions between bounty hunters and Jedis. So that was the only way that you could just enter into combat so freely. So it keeps the people like like myself out of the red zone or the black zone, because I know if I go in there, there's probably going to be a bunch of players waiting to gank me. I'm going to lose all my stuff. And it discourages players from going back in there and getting the loot that they know if they went in there and mined and did, they could come out with a lot of money or silver on the other end. And everybody says, well, the higher risk, the better reward. Well, okay, well, you have NPCs in that area as well. So let the environment dictate that. If you're putting 4 or 5 high output veins of a tier 8 material and you're putting it in the middle of, huge enemies that are really tough, well, to some people, that's going to keep them out of there because they don't want to deal with them. So yeah, it's not a perfect game. I'm really shocked that this game has been around for as long as it has. I was really surprised the first time I saw it. I was like, this game's been around for how long? And it seems like it's one of those things that hovers in the top 5, maybe top 15 of quote unquote games to try, and then people get addicted because they understand the mechanics and so they just run off and go do PvE or PvP, and that's where they stay. But in all honesty, that's that's not, in my eyes, excuse me, the the most opportune place for me. I mean, yeah, I'd like to get into combat. Like I said, I started it by hunting mobs and farming sheep and stuff like that, but it wasn't at the top of my list to go and just do that all day. I enjoy the farming aspect. I did the same thing. I would go out and farm with this, and then go, after I was done, I would then go out on combat missions or run raids, because I would switch to another character. Well, things were a lot faster in that game. One of the things that they could really help us guys out and girls that maintain a large amount of islands and farm them is having a harvest all, plant all type situation where I come to this island, or I come to this plot, and I just click on one of the squares, and it brings it up and it says plant all, and then it'll list what I can plant here or what grows on an herb farm, and say, yeah, click, and it just plants them all, and go to each one and do that. And the same thing with harvesting. They literally have made it. I'm sure they could make it slower, but they have made it a very cumbersome, a very slow process, and they could speed it up. I mean, it seems like all the focus is on the PvE side and or the PvP, and I understand there's a lot more players that do that than this. But however, it's people like me who are able to run this stuff into the market and get it up for sale, or go and supply somebody who is making potions or something with it, and it's easier for them because they might save a little bit. They might be able to help us out, or we just turn around and say, hey, we farm those, we farm 5 islands of those every day. But that's not the case. Everybody, it seems the struggle for this goes with the PvE side of the house, or the PvP side of the house, not with us, who, in a lot of regards, we really run the market. So, I'll tell you, when I logged off a day ago, I had 12 mil, and I come in today at 19 mil. So obviously, whatever I'm doing is working. I mark all my stuff about 2% over of what's being asked. I mean, I've had people say, "Oh, you just don't like, you just don't like doing PvP," and it's not true. You do PvP every time you play Call of Duty or you play League of Legends. In most cases, you're playing against another player. Oh. 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 I will be right back. All right, and we are back. So, but yeah, there's still some stuff that they could do to fix this game to work a little better. I want to know how gold went or silver went up so much. You know, gold pieces, something like 4,000 silver. I mean, when I backed off the game, it was 32. Now it's in the 4,000s when I checked last time. Yeah, I mean, that's the current buy price with silver. This is the current sell gold for silver price. It does look like it is going down. So what I'm thinking happened is it looked like it dried up a little bit. Yeah, see, there's this big drop where it went from. Well, look, on the 28 days ago, it was 41. It spiked up, and at its highest, it was 45. And it dropped to 42, and it looks like there's been a steady increase, but now just over the last 7 days it was holding pretty steady, and now it's coming back down. So it'll be interesting to see where gold ends up, because it being the currency for this game. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Curious to see what happens with it. So, but I will tell you, this does yield a pretty good sell. I will say that if I was to farm every other day, I would pull in right around 22 mil a week. I have had where I was farming every single day, 6 days a week, and I was dropping easily right around 60 mil a week. So if I can get back up into that 40-45 mil a week, I'll be good. This particular client wants me to grow all the different animals I have, so that takes some too. When you start going into this stuff, and the other thing I have to do is I have to make sure my guild, because I in guild books to my laborers, and I noticed that I had this issue where it disappears. It's like, what in the world is going on? I think that's what. Oh wow, this is off topic, but I did not know they have Xbox overlays for streaming. So they have this in Streamlad's desktop. I did not know that. Oh, we'll go ahead and download that. Have it. So let's get back to the free music here, so we have something to listen to. Epic mic sound maybe. So trial. Oh wow, I already have a email. So that's not right. Huh. Wow. I have an account, but I don't have. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I don't know how this necessarily will work. Um, see if we can give you guys a little something.
I trim my chest hair into the shape of small animals. It's a squirrel.
Ooh, you don't need to get that personal to get the State Farm.
I'm gonna make a added here. See if I can. I don't know if this is gonna stop my stream or what it'll do, but we'll find out. There we go, browser source. So we're gonna shrink that down. I'm gonna put that up here. And do this. See if I can change that overlay though.
I'm holding my desires, my heart overflows. The only direction that I'll ever need is the deeper connection that's leading me. And I'm lost in your love when you hold me.
Anybody ask? That's what that is. All right, there we go. There we go. So that way it's not blasting your ears out, but hey, a little bit of music in there. All right. Always notice too that if you got something good playing in the background, you'll do better. All right. All right, so as you can see, I've only farmed like 4 islands, and I'm sitting at just a little over 2 stacks. So it's not bad. I mean, you know, again, if you take the seeds out of it, I would probably be right around 1.5 million right now. So, but that's not bad. So, and then yeah, you know, anybody who is interested in wanting to play this game, it's like I said, it's not a bad game. There are some definite things that need to be done. You know, hey, every game's like that. I don't think we ever get a fully perfected game, even by the time the next rendition. Call of Duty is pretty much that. There's been a lot of complaints, but it is what it is. I do like the fact that there are things because I do like being competitive when I play. But I also like I come home from work, kids are asleep, that kind of thing after dinner and stuff. And I just want to play a couple casual rounds. I do like being able to switch to the casual type when it looks for lobbies. But again, with skill based matchmaking, it does make things a little bit more harder than that. Because you can be a casual player and be a level 200, and next thing you know, you're in lobbies with people that are just burning your face alive. I do like the fact that I can sit in one place when I go to plant, which would be nice if I could sit in one place when I harvest. Alright, let's see. So, Alpha Phase 3. You know what? We're going to go look at this because this is an island that I created and I have no idea what I've done with it. So, for all I know, let's look and see who has access to it. This person no longer even farms this anymore for me. And hey, look, that's always good when we come up on this. So yeah, the first thing I do is go through, want to grab everything off the plots because that's the quickest way to do it. Then you click back on your mount and yeah, when I was building out a lot of my islands, it was right around 16 mil to for everything to build out to a tier 5 or a 5 plot.
At the time, my schizophrenia delusions
So.
and hallucinations were full blown. I thought people were out to get me. I thought most people were against me, including my parents. I knew I needed a change. I learned about injections as a treatment option and decided to give it a try. With my schizophrenia symptoms now under control, I finally gave up fighting against those who were trying to help me, and I began to see my parents as allies in my fight.
A once-monthly injection can help delay
Well,
another episode.
that is an interesting commercial about a schizophrenia. I really think I do apologize for the glitch in my camera.
Let me guess. Another daydream? It was that village again, Cecil. With snow and that old man and people will think that's weird. You don't. You've been there. We were 6, Sam. Kids imagine things. Oh.
Be nice. Quite the little village you've got here.
Zach, have you ever had a dream that felt real?
Sure. Last night I dreamed I gave a book report and forgot my pants. That was too real.
I mean a dream that feels real even after you wake up, like a memory.
That's what this is?
I haven't thought about this place in forever. Now every time I close my eyes, I'm there.
Ugh, freaky.
You think, but actually it's nice. I feel peaceful there. Like I'm supposed to be there.
Wait, so it's a happy place you can go to in your head? That's a problem because...
You don't think I'm weird?
Oh, you're definitely weird, but not because of this.
Thanks. What? Hey! Wait!
Hello, Sam. Glad you made it.
You! I keep seeing you in my head.
Oh, you're seeing glimpses through time. We call it time sight. A very unique gift.
You mean like seeing the future?
Or the past. It requires a lot of concentration, but the right tools can help.
That's me.
Yes, the last time you were here, you needed help, and that's what time sight can show us.
It shows us people.
All right, well, we'll try this. now we're making some money here. That was interesting. Hold with me here. That's where I want. All right, let's get back to the game here. Yeah, not a bad game. I do spend a lot of my time with Call of Duty, but because of some of the issues going on right with it right now, I'm gonna give myself a break. I'm probably gonna go over and start streaming Battlefield 2042. They've made a lot of changes, fixed a lot of issues. I used to play it pretty heavily, so I'm gonna get back into that as well. And so definitely be looking on the stream schedule. I try to put out a new stream schedule once a week, and so that way it correlates with what you see on my stream on my Twitch channel as well. So things are going to be changing up a little bit more on there as well. Want to make sure we, try to get in different games. I'm going to be focusing on League of Legends here at the beginning of the year. Start working on ranked play, and then I also play mobile, so I'm going to figure out how to stream my mobile device while I'm playing as well, so that way you guys can watch Wild Rift. It's pretty fun. I enjoy it. Okay. That is a guild island. Okay. See, like I told you, you got to figure out which islands are which. They don't separate between guild islands and private islands. All right. Yeah, it looks like we're probably going to be getting a lot of tier 4 or tier 3 herbs picked up today. Yeah, see, like I said, the harvesting is faster than the planting. You hold down the shift key and you come in, you just click on it. Oop, that didn't do nothing, thank God. The weight wise, okay. I'm probably gonna do one of my goose pies right now. That'll help. What that does is give me a buff. I ate the last one, so what this does is it increases my max load by 20%, and then gathering yields increase by 10%. So this works really well if you're out fishing, you're hunting and skinning, and that will help increase that gathering amount, which is a good thing, especially if you're filling journals. that. So as I was saying, that goose pie that my character ate here, that helps a lot with gathering. So again, like I said, fishing, skinning, any of those kind of things. Lumber, if you're out mining, that helps with that because that's considered gathering. So if you're farming, if you're gathering to fill journals for sale, which is quite profitable if you want to go that route. I think when I was online, tier 5 journals were selling for right around like 10,000 silver a piece, maybe a little bit more. I'd have to look. And then I was looking at, let's see, I bought tier 6 so I can start farming that. And yeah, there's money to be made in filling journals. A lot of people still do it like I do. So yeah, so what my goal is going to be is right now I'm at 78% of my max weight. I'm going to try to fill that up before the next like 25 minutes so I can get as much as this into my guild bank. Because again, the more I get in, the more I plant. And again, this is pretty much an everyday thing because you want to maximize your time, maximize your profit. You don't want to, especially if your goal is to set out and mine a lot. Now, I can tell you that I've rented. See, one person I rented 35 islands from. I think another person I have 25 maybe, plus my own that I throw in here as well. I got some more from another guildmate. So, and what's really cool is he gave me access to like his other 30 islands. So, like, he made more islands for me, and then he had a bunch more that he was farming to do food for our livestock. And so they're in another location, so I have to travel over there so I can, get that done. Hopefully, though, going back to a weekly order, it yields me more profit where I can literally, harvest and farm for every day and take what I get, right about probably 10 stacks and go sell them and make almost 4 mil and do that every day. But now that I have somebody that just wants to buy everything, it actually is a benefit. He told me what he's looking for, but he's willing to buy everything. Oh. Let's go. All right. We're going to try to run this as quick as we can. Oh, I must have missed one on that plot. Did you see that one there? Missed this plot right here. Oh, not maximizing my. But as you can see, I'm at a 5.25 stack, so not bad. And I still have, just over 300 seeds, so each full island takes up about 45 seeds. Each plot is 9 squares. Yeah, see, and this is the downside, you know. It's a grind. It really is. You're trying to make as much silver as you can. You're trying to protect your profit margins. And, honestly, this is a great. I mean, pretty much most MMOs with a marketing system would be really good to give kids a business aspect. On running their own guild. How they farm and produce things that go for sale. To the market. And I think that this would be a great way to teach about free market capitalism and how it works, especially in our society, since that's what we are. We're a capitalistic society. People have choices where they buy stuff, different manufacturers, things of that nature. And it's not overall a bad idea to teach something like this in class started at the beginning of the year. Be right back. right. All right. Sorry about that. Just doing a little of that marketing thing, getting it out there, letting everybody know that I'm on stream. So yeah, some nice soothing music to listen to while you're working in the herb garden. Always fun. And we do upload all these videos. We do some editing on our side, and then we upload them over to YouTube because we know the whole VOD thing here at Twitch. So yeah, we get them uploaded over there, so that way, you know, if you miss a stream, you can always go to our YouTube channel and view the videos. We try to put them in categories, so it makes it easier to find them. But yeah, that's what we do, and it seems to work. It's kind of funny, you know, the whole after view part. It is a very new YouTube channel. I did have one called it was this Falcon Battle Systems was the name of it, or is the name of it. Um, and I had all sorts of videos up there, gameplay videos, everything. But I decided to create a new page for this, and where we are. Wait. Okay, we are at 100%. If I go any more over this, I'm going to be really slow. We'll plant this field. We'll go back to the guild island, drop this stuff off. But hey, like, you know, 5, almost 6 stacks. Some of the islands weren't full 5 plots; they were 4. So you know, overall, not bad. We'll go back out and finish, get another 6 or 7 islands done. Because again, we have a person that wants to buy from us on a weekly basis, so we want to make sure we have enough as possible to take care of them. Okay, so yeah, even with the pie, and it increasing our max weight by what 20%, you can see now that we have filled that, and so we're gonna go back to our guild island, which is here. We're at Black 5, so all right, here we go. Go in here, weekly order. Yeah, because I ran everything to market. Not bad with that chicken. 1.76 mil sitting in there. We'll come up in here. We'll go to Zandy's items. We'll drop these seeds we harvested. We'll get rid of these. We take the worms and we turn those into, I believe it's tier 5 bait, which sells pretty good. So we have those there, and it looks like we can get in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 6 more islands. So let's go finish this off. Let's see here. Go. I hope everybody's having a good week. I know we're close to holiday season. Oh, thank you, Rico 253 for the follow. I appreciate that. Getting a little closer to that goal. Thank you. That is awesome. That gets us one step closer to where we want to be. And it is a grind. It really is. A lot of times, social media wise, you know, But I do thank everybody who follows me, and especially it's nice to see it pop up during stream. So that is awesome. You know, be sure to let all your friends know about us. I do have to change the picture up there. This was normally set to be a Genshin Impact a stream. We're probably gonna do one of those tonight. So, oh wow, I can't believe I missed another one. Holy moly, that's crazy. And that does throw your because you're averaging between 8 to 12 of these items per pool. So you know you lose one of those. I mean, that's significant. So that's the first time. So again, appreciate the follow. Just doing a little econ farming here. You know, would be cool if we can snatch 2 more up. That puts us again close, and it gets us at that 50 mark. So again, tell your friends about me. But yeah, I think we'll do 6 more islands, and then what we'll do is we'll go harvest our animals. Um, but the one thing I'll have to do is go harvest the islands because we have so much stuff. You know, we have a lot of food growing on those. We're trying to build our supply up. We want to make sure that we can definitely do what we need to do produce wise. So, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I was like, what is going on? So, you know what? While I'm looking at this, let me let's see. There we go. Albion Online. Much better. There we go. Now I'll change the. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I was trying to talk and I was muted. Um, so after we get done farming these 5, 6 islands here, we will go through. Okay, so those are all done. That is a guild island here. Let's go here and see what I have sitting on that. All right, let's see what we got here. This is one of my personal islands. And hold on one. we are back. And the other thing I remember too, I didn't pick up any more loose pies, so that's going to be an issue. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see what happens. Well, it says I have 4 users in chat. I wonder. Hey, Slippery, thanks for the follow, man. Things are going good. We're just here doing some harvesting. Appreciate the follow, brother. All right, on to the next one. All right, let's see. Yep, stuff on it as well. So. Oh. All right. I know this stuff ain't the most entertaining, but hey, gotta make that silver somehow if you're not into PvP or hunting down mobs. Let's see. I have now harvested a total of 3 islands, and I'm sitting on a stack and a quarter, so not bad. Not bad. Yeah, it was something with that moderator thing that I had on my chat. Wasn't letting chat come through. So now it seems to be working. All right, so that's nice to see somebody new up in the chat here, dropping a follow for the channel. That's great. We are at 49. 49. Gotta be getting close. Come on. And remember, 50. Once we get 50, 25 more gets us to 75, and then 25 more after that gets us to 100. So the goal is to close out December with 100. But we're getting there. That's nice to see the 2 follows come during the live stream. Usually, what happens is I post it and then you get the follows after the live stream. So it's one of those things, and to get it in the chat too. That's it's one of those things with Twitch. If you want to move up, you gotta fill these other portions out. I think I have to check something real quick, and let me check this. So I have a spreadsheet that holds all my farms in, and so I need to take a look and see, did I rent those islands out? Because if I did, okay, yep. So those 5, but it looks like 6 is just hanging in there. So what I'm gonna do is, because even though they're my islands, having them show up makes it really hard to navigate. So per se, there you go. Now that will cut down the list. Let's go see what this is doing. See what I have attached here. No. This looks, yep. Let's see what we got. See if there's any farms on here. Oh, hey, that's nice to know. So a little production here always helps. Sometimes you just lose track of your islands that you have. All right, here we go. All right, let's plant this bad boy up. Move that right across. Be sure you guys hit that notification bell too, because we're always streaming something different. So we do a thing on Thursday called Open Stream Thursday. So we could be playing weird ass game or something that we've never touched before. We could be playing a driving game, Microsoft Flight Simulator, so. All right, so in the grand scheme of things, we're actually not doing too. All right, let's try to hit that 50 mark. let's try to hit that before this. You know, I believe we can do it. I believe we can definitely hit that 50 mark here. Try to hit that 50. Let's take a look. Let's see who's. Yep, there's Slippery Coins in the chat. Serena, Drapsnet or Nat, Drapsnet. Commander Root is in there. So I believe these are people that are already streamed or already been in the chat, so that's good. They're probably members of the channel already. So see my weights out. Okay, we're 42% of our 100, so we're almost at 50. And like I said, we're gonna go till we run out of tier 4 seed. So 125 of them. That'll get us 2 more islands, at least bare minimum. I don't think we can squeeze in a third one, so it'll probably be this island and one other, and then we'll harvest the rest of the islands. Oh. There you are. Oh, nice. Let's see here. Purple Saint 361. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for being in the chat. Things are going good. We have just hit the 50 mark. So we have we were stuck on 47 followers for quite some time, and hitting the 50 mark, we're there now. The goal is to get that magic 75. But yeah, things are going good. Things are going real good. Appreciate the follow, man. If you guys got anything interesting you're doing this holiday weekend, you know, sure, put it up in the chat. Let's see what's going on. No problem, man. I will definitely, you know what? I will definitely head on over to your channel. You know, chat it up in the stream and in the chat, and then definitely give you that follow, bro. I appreciate it, man. You know, that's what it's all about, building a real community, people that, you know, other gamers that help other gamers out. You know, it's tough to get past that milestone sometimes. So we get stuck in that one little part. And so I do appreciate it. So again, thank you. That is awesome. I appreciate the follow, bro. Oh man, congrats. Congrats to the grandfather on that one, and sad to hear you're back to work. So, but hey, like they say, if you find something that you enjoy doing, does it really work? Yeah, man, it's see where I'm at. It's 8:15, so I've been home now for about 2 hours. Just started streaming after dinner. There you go. As long as the bills are paid, right? You do it to pay the bills. But who knows, man? The dream for most of us who do this is to do this for a living. For this to be the full-time job, entertain people, play video games. and stream it and have a good community, have a good time doing it. There was a video on TikTok that I saw yesterday, and they were talking about what happened to video games. We were given video games to blow off stress, have fun with friends, and it has become so ultra competitive and toxic in a lot of communities that it's not fun. It's not meant for what it is. It's almost stressful in some cases. And that's why I do this. I enjoy making content, having people join the stream, talk, no matter what it is. And again, we need to get back to that where the whole point of a video game is to have fun, is to relieve stress, take a break from reality for a little bit, and just live. If you think about it, live in a fantasy realm. But the toxicity in a lot of communities, if you look how ultra competitive a lot of people are, they think they're everybody's gonna go pro. That's the dream. Yeah, I'm using a new cam. It's called a ops bot cam. I'm trying to figure out what's causing it to glitch like this, so I have another program in the background that's analyzing its input and output, so that way I can find out what it is. If I can't figure out what it is, I'll switch out to a camera that I know that doesn't do that. But yeah, that's why the camera's glitching like that. I do apologize, but hopefully we can figure it out. Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate it. I'm sure other people have noticed that too, and they're just like, what is going on? So again, I appreciate the heads up on that. All right, now at this point, let's see here. Look at that. I have enough seeds to do one more island, so it actually worked out. I didn't think I was gonna get it. That last island I did, which was only 4 plots instead of 5, actually worked. Yeah, what's funny is when I use this with my Series S Xbox and I stream Twitch from there, I don't have this issue because I'll watch the stream myself, and yeah, won't have any of these problems. So it's interesting. So, but hopefully we'll know what's going on by the end of the night when I look at the input output logs for it. So. Wow, that actually panned out just right. We're gonna have 9 seeds left over of our tier 4 herbs here, so not bad, not bad. Yeah, I gotta work on that as well. Yeah, it's a I do miss Mixer. If you remember back the last series of Xboxes that had that application called Mixer. And then Mixer became Facebook Gaming, and it got even worse. Oh, yeah, this, let's see here. Yep, got my Mandalorian and then my Iron Man. In that back section right there, we're going to put some floating shelves up, put up some other stuff. I got some other pictures and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, but yeah, it was a great app. It actually worked perfect for the Xbox. And the fact that they sold the app to Facebook and then it became Facebook Gaming, it has never been the same. The only real option is Twitch from your Xbox, or running a capture card. And then there's another way you can do it through the Xbox connector and Xbox Smart Glass through your phone and through your computer. And I tried that once before, didn't really like it, didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. But I just looked, and Streamlabs has an app that you can build your overlays, and then in Twitch on the app on the Xbox, you can set it to stream through Streamlabs, through your Streamlabs account. So I'm gonna test that out tonight and see how that works. Who knows? Who knows? I gotta check. Gotta check the resource log. Want to say is Fumin a? No. Okay. So we are going to hit this island. Oh, there's one of my little ones right there. So. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up going for that. I think it'll. There may be some more benefits with running. Yeah, she's my little Squirtle turtle, so she just shows up, mini ninja. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot, see how it works. They did have it where you could go through LightScribe, and then it for some reason they stopped doing it. You're not gonna fit that chair through here, baby. And so I was doing that for a while, but I haven't seen anything, and I had it all built through that as well. So we'll give it a shot, see how it works. I do use this application when I want to put out a video to several locations at one time. It's called StreamYard, and it's actually quite nice. It works quite well. We'll just start planting this. And so I use that for not so much online gaming, or for the streaming, but I use it for if I'm doing just a chat stream. I'll set it to run through to my YouTube, my Twitch, and my Facebook profiles for the gaming channels. So that way it all does it at one time. But nope. She's trying to figure out what she can slide over here to the left of me to sit down on. Brought a sit and spin. But yeah, man, I mean, the grind is real, obviously. You know it just as well as I do. And I think, the best advice I've heard is just keep doing it. Put it out there that you're live. People will come and join, and they'll hang around, and if you get 3-4 new follows and a couple people chatting with you, turns out to be a pretty decent stream. I mean, again, it's amazing when you see some of these people that they sit there and say, "Oh, I have 10,000 or a million followers." It's just like, dear God, But I think as you start to go and you grow in certain things, it'll get better. More people will jump on board. I've been trying to make those inroads and network with other people that can, raid off to me and things like that. So, I think that's a bonus too, that if you get the right people and you get into the right networking of streamers, they'll turn around and start helping you out by raids and stuff. But and music to them, but then again, it's all. Well, I think it's good to have different locations to put stuff. Like one thing I said at the beginning of this stream is, yeah, we stream live on Twitch, but the VOD that is within Twitch only holds your videos for like 8 days. So one of the things we do is we export out to YouTube like a day or two later. So that way, if the video disappears, people can go to our YouTube channel and they're there as well. So Yep, that's exactly how that works, brother. And that's exactly what I did. And the counting you and the two other people that gave the follows so far this stream, I'm definitely going to be hitting them up and so yeah, that's the best way to do it. Is you build a network. And the thing I see which really kills me is on Twitch or on Twitter. I have more so-called graphic designers that want to build me logos and everything else, and they hey, I appreciate the follow, but where are the real gamers? That's what I'm looking for. It's nope, I got 114 Twitch or Twitter followers, and I would say 90% of them are graphic designers. It's like, I where are the gamers here? So it's just it's a rat race. It is. Um, but I think if we find those groups of people we want to network with, and you're averaging, if you get up to the point where you're averaging 60, 70, 100 views you stream, and you're getting ready to get off, and somebody's on that and say, hey, let's go raid this person while they're playing. Again, it helps everybody out, and I think it's kind of a circle. Everybody gets involved in it, so it's not a bad thing at all. But it's hard because you have to, on top of running your own stream, you have to have time to go out and contribute to your other fellow streamers as well to help them out. And, I've got like I said, the followers on Twitter, but they all know my channel is right there in my profile, along with my schedule for my streams, so they know when I'm on. Do I see them come over to the channel? Not so much. I mean, I guess it's easier to give somebody a Twitter follow than it is to actually, to help them out where they need the help the most. And everybody has the dream of becoming, that million follower, 300,000 views of video streamer where they're making hand over fist. Good and all, but not. I don't believe everybody could, because there's only so many people on this planet, and only so many people that have access to the internet to be able to do that. And I do believe probably in the next 10 years we'll be much more digitally connected, and it will allow people to have larger audiences. But it's hard. You got to be selective as a follower too. If you follow too many channels, are you actually going to put the time into viewing that channel to where you want to subscribe to it and spend the money for it? Because that's how streamers make money too, is by those subscriptions. And so as a follower, you really have to pick your content. You can follow 1,000 streamers, but you may only actively support and watch 10. And the other flip side of that, and this is nothing against girl gamers, but they have a very large foot up on male streamers. Yes, this I guess the industry, if you want to call it an industry, has been dominated by guys. However, oh yeah, I'm the same way, man. You know, you see these girls who stream and they're wearing next to nothing, or they're showing cleavage, or they're wearing skimpy outfits, and they think in some realms they've got the game, because that is a bonus to them. Whereas guys, if we were to do that, we'd be banned off of social media. Our Twitter and Twitch accounts would be gone. I mean, we don't have the same advantages when it comes to live streaming. And I'm not going to say against the girl gamer, but they do. They have a significantly easier time getting follows and likes and stuff like that for their videos. And all we do is we just hope we keep punching out content and things people want to see, and you know, we try to have a little bit more knowledge base, and that's one thing I've noticed too. There are some very smart female gamers out there, but not nearly as much as on the male side of it. So it's kind of a little bit of an advantage. The other thing that bothers me about Twitch, and here I am on the platform using it, is you get a lot of half-truth videos, like this thing about Activision working with Caltech to censor your chat. Well, what it actually does, you know, there's the doom and gloom and the fear, but what it actually does is before your game starts, when this gets implemented with Activision, is you can select and say, you know, how much trash talk, let's put it as trash talk, you want to endure while you're playing. You may say, hey, don't filter anything. So that opens up every single lobby for you to join. Where you're a parent and you say, okay, I want it to be no higher than PG style conversations. So that limits the amount of lobbies somebody could go into. And I think it has its place. I think it's no more different than how games are rated, how movies are rated. I don't see it as censoring speech, and here's why. Because we haven't seen it used. We hear it talking about it, and the last time I heard, there, you know, the guy who was talking about it, he's like, oh yeah, they're gonna take away your here we go. That's why I'm not seeing it. They're gonna censor your game chat, and they're putting the nail in their coffin. And I'm like, well, how so? In all honesty, they're doing nothing different than what movies do. You know, technically, even in the video gaming industry, back in the day, I worked for GameStop, and then they became Funkoland and GameStop. And I can tell you, you know what? We're gonna plant these, get these seeds out. I can tell you that when Grand Theft Auto came out, not one or two, but the more in-depth ones, you know, we were legally bound to tell parents that, hey, do you realize this game has this, and this in it, and it has a mature rating to it. A lot of kids hated us for it, but if an underage kid was to come in and buy that game because of its rating, well, the company could be fined $10,000. I could lose my job. The company could be sued. I could be sued. Because it was contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and it still is. I mean, it's no different than letting small kids buy themselves into PG-13 or rated R movies or NC-17 movies. It's the same thing. Hold one. Let's see here. But anyways, like I was saying, you know, they put those ratings there for a reason. So I don't see it as censoring. I see it as, you know, as a parent, it's giving me one more tool. I mean, I have 5 daughters, and the older 3. Hey, Games R Us 82, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. You know, I appreciate having that extra tool. Like I said, I got 3 of my 5 are active gamers, and you know, if they were going in and playing in lobbies that were toxic, and I had a way to filter those lobbies out based on certain keywords or what the AI has learned, then yeah, I mean, as a parent, I'm not gonna turn away from that. That is a great tool. to have available. Again, we haven't seen it used. All we know is that Activision and Caltech are working on this. And all we can do is wait till till we see it. Um, Other than that, I don't think there's really anything to jump and scream about. Really, there's not. Yeah, Fortnite. Fortnite can be pretty wild. We do a Fortnite. We do 2 of them a week, and it's Xbox based. We do the team battle royale is what we do, or the team battle, and yeah, it can get nasty in some of those rooms, but again, if there becomes a tool that's available, then yeah, it'll be used. And segueing into this, I had done a little bit of a video, and it's on our YouTube channel, where these families in Australia, these three moms are somehow, or Canada, brought a class action suit against Epic Games due to their children not bathing, eating, or sleeping due to Fortnite. And my first thought process is, well, that's your responsibility to control that flow. They're your kids. The game manufacturers, Epic Games, didn't put the controller in their hand. They didn't put they didn't tell them not to take a shower. They didn't tell them to become nasty bodies. It was these kids who built their own addiction. It's sort of, it reminds me of somebody who, for the first time, who drinks, right? And they have that first drink and they're like, oh yeah. And as they keep going out, they get addicted to it, where they start drinking more often. At first it's social, then it becomes an everyday occurrence, and then it becomes all day. Well, you caused your own addiction. Yes, you bought the quote unquote product that helped you develop your addiction, but you did that yourself. And these parents, what bothers me is these parents don't want to step up to the plate and take responsibility for not parenting their children. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, kids don't come with instruction manuals. So, however, parents have the ability to lock out internet, take power cords, hide controllers, make all the batteries in the house disappear, suspend accounts, and yet what we hear is, well, it's this company's fault. And my response back to them was, how so? How was it? I forgot all about these. How is it Epic Games' fault that you didn't parent your child? That's what it comes down to. If you're not effectively parenting your child, well, I don't know what to tell you. So there was a lot of call, and so even the judge who overseeing this class action suit dismissed a couple of the charges, because he said, I don't think the Epic Games made the game with the intent for it to be addictive. What I'm waiting for to happen is, with this case, is literally for Epic Games to point the finger right back at these parents and say, where were you while your child was playing this video game continuously? How are you going to blame us for the actions of your child and the actions of your lack of parenting? I mean, honestly, that's what it gets down to. There is no way to say whatsoever that Epic Games is responsible for these kids not taking showers, none of that. That all falls on the parents. And I really hope through this case, the judge, who is, look at that, 45, we'll plant that, who is overseeing this case, looks at it in just the same way and is like, oh yeah, it's gonna be very, you're really gonna have to prove, you're gonna have to go out on a deep end here with a lot of evidence that Epic Games are the one that pushed your kid into this. So we'll see. Doesn't surprise me any. A lot of parents are always looking for another, uh, another person to blame or another thing to blame, I should say, for the way their kids act. But the funny part is about all of this is if you go back and you look at research studies on video games and the good they actually do. I'll tell you as a veteran, um, one of the things that video games do, and the research is there, is they're using video games to help with um, building neural pathways after traumatic brain injuries. So it they do have good. The study is there. It's also they have it showing repairing nerves and whatnot to help rebuild quick twitch muscles, hand-eye coordination. It's a great way to teach hand-eye coordination as well. Um, in the esports industry now, with over 170 universities and colleges here in the United States, I don't know what the count is outside of that. We have this thing. 170 plus colleges and universities offer scholarships with something that deals with esports. Um, 5 states out of the United States right now, their high schools actually recognize esports as a sport. So you, especially here in Georgia, um, my kids go to one of the bigger school systems in the state, and right now there's only one, I think maybe two schools that have um, esports teams. But I think it is growing because the development for esports, the call for esports is getting higher and higher. People, these kids want to play these games, and I'm going to be dead honest with you. It takes a certain skill set. You could say, oh, it's just a video game. Uh, that might be so, but that's also what they said about the first computer. Oh, that's just a computer. What's that going to do? Oh, you want to learn computers? That's stupid. Well, now look at us. We are a digital economy. We are a digital world, and you look back at what people made fun of, and now it's a completely different ballgame. And again, just I was looking at studies and just revenue alone. They're predicting esports this year, at the end of this year, to have a total revenue of just over $2 billion. And they're predicting by 2025 we're going to be looking at a $3 billion industry. And more and more games are starting to fall that route. If you can find a way to compete with a game, some mode or something, people are going to do it. And it's crazy. It literally is crazy to see how we've evolved. VR, it's going to get to the point where baseball teams may not ever have to physically play against one another. Virtual reality builds like they think it is. It could revolutionize whole industries. Being able to train, you can look at it as fighting wars. There's been a couple different games. Was it Player One, and then there was Gamer, which showed into that virtual reality set. So it's impressive. I work in IT. I've been doing this for over 25 years as well, and it's remarkable to see what I was using when I was in elementary school, middle school, high school, and then you look at the technologies we used in the military, then you look at the technologies we're using now for the industry I work in, and just how connected everything is. Tell you what, it'd be a sad day if the world somehow just had a massive EMP that just cut all. I don't think people could function. There's a mass majority, especially this newer generation coming up. I don't think they can function without a cell phone. It's an advantage over if you go back to the greatest generation, them versus the current generation. The work ethic, the way we did things, jobs, it has all changed to a digital format. Now, I think a lot is happening, and I think we're going to get back to where a strong work ethic matters more than your I guess whatever you want to call your badge of honor. And I think that's where we need to go. We need to get back to where a strong work ethic matters more than, oh, I support this group or support that group or any of that. I think that's where a lot of this goes. And so as we continue to march forward, I guess, with technology, we look back. I mean, just look at gaming. Think about, you know, gaming on a Commodore 64 computer. Who would have ever thought of streaming that game back then? You know, I'm sure somebody was like, oh man, this would be so cool if, you know, I could play against somebody, you know, my buddy who lives in the next town. Well, we've seen the evolution of online play. You know, we saw it. There was a thing built for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. Oh God, I can't remember what it was called, but it ran off a dial-up, and there was only certain games you could play on it. So it was like NBA Jam, Mortal Kombat. Wasn't a whole lot, and that started revolutionizing online gaming. And then we look at the next bit of consoles that came out. You know, we looked at out came PS1, Dreamcast, and then Nintendo. You know, they ran a little bit behind the curve with this, but then we saw Xbox hit, and then Xbox Live. We go back and we look at PlayStation and SOCOM. It was truly the first game you were using a headset and a mic playing with your AI characters. And as things evolved, you started, you know, playing with actual people. So we have seen this evolution, and it has grown by leaps and bounds. I remember the very first time I played Halo online. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. I'm playing against people in you know, here in the United States, people that live on the other side of the country. But then it gets to the point where now we're gaming with people at any corner of the world, and it's phenomenal to think where technology's gone, and where it's going to be. Where, you know, where we may be getting away from a console war or consoles altogether, and where, you know, maybe instead of using a console, you use your phone and you tap into gaming in the cloud. So now you have all the same games you played, and as long as you have a decent internet connection or cell connection, you're gaming. You're playing those same games, but now they're in the cloud. You don't need a physical console to play it anymore. It's crazy. You know, I remember having the huge collection of PlayStation, PS2, Xbox, and Xbox 360 games. But then as things started to evolve, and it's like, oh, you can just buy your game digitally. You don't need to stand in line. You don't need to go to the store to buy the physical copy. That's when, you know, things really started taking the turn, and we see this now. With we're starting to see it more with how places like GameStop are really feeling it, because the day of going in and buying a game off the shelf is coming to it's slowly coming to an end. And it's evolution. We saw a great chain Blockbuster die out with online streaming and things of that nature. You know, as soon as we had the Netflix of the world, and it proved that, yeah, when Netflix started, it wasn't digital, it wasn't online. It was, hey, I'm gonna rent this video, they're gonna send it to me, I'm gonna watch it and send it back, and I pay this one fee a month. That's all I pay. I don't have to go into Blockbuster and pay $2.99 every time I rent a new movie. You know, and Blockbuster tried to compete. They did. They had Blockbuster Online. It just didn't work out for them. They had way too much overhead with the actual physical stores, and it just didn't work. And what caught me was I saw an advertisement for GameFly, and I'm like, how are you doing that? Because everything is it's all pretty much digital. So you're telling me and I look back on it, okay, I'm gonna rent this game from you. Now I gotta download it onto my system, because it's not like it was with the 360. You know, yeah, before you might have an update, or you had to download this little piece that said, yes, you own the game. So it would check the CD versus that as a check to say, yes, this is legit. But you didn't have to download the entire game to your console. Now that's exactly what you have to do. The last console before the newer Xboxes, you damn well needed a hard drive to hold all your games. You had to get an external hard drive. Kind of a kick in the face to us Xbox owners. When they released the new ones, they got rid of that functionality. Now, the good thing about it is I can still put my newer Xbox games on my external hard drive, but when I go to play them, I have to transfer them over to the system itself to play it, because there's a check there because of the access time. Like, doesn't make, and that's the thing, is they went to an all digital medium, and again, it saves them money, because now I don't have to have a plastic case. I don't have to have art on paper. I don't have to stamp out a CD, even though when they stamp those out, they stamp them out on huge sheets. Yeah, exactly. Why buy a physical copy if I'm just going to have to install the game anyways? So now what we face as a community, and I think we've seen it with the last two Call of Duties, is a good point, is we bought these amazing games. They were, we saw all the videos, we got all the hype, but then we get the game and it's not finished. They rushed it to production so they could stay up with that. Every single year we'll release a new Xbox game or a new Call of Duty. I would be perfectly fine if they went every other year. Keep updates coming to the current one that's out on the market, but you don't need to rush out a new one. It feels like right as you get comfortable with the one that's with that one that's out, it's the current one, the new one comes out, and it just seems like there's no real thought into it. It's just, as soon as we get it out, we're making money. Now, there's a guy on TikTok, he says he was a developer for the game. I don't know. I guess he's been verified that he was. He worked for Activision as a developer. And he made a great point. I think he still is a developer. He made a great point. The game sucks. It's not put together right. It's missing a lot. It's still very buggy in some areas. A lot of AI issues. He said, but what gets them, the thing that's still making them money, is the store. People are going in and they're buying skins for $20 or buying more COD points, and I'm guilty of that. I see a cool skin I want, I'll go and buy it. I said, but what's happening is they don't need to worry about fixing the game anymore, because gamers are like rats at a feeder pedal. They're getting that bit of food out of there, and they're dropping money into their pockets. They have made over $1 billion on this game so far, and the holiday season is here. How many? Let's think about this. So let's just take, for instance, over the holidays, Christmas presents, Christmas Day, you have 1 million new Call of Duty players. Okay, so the average cost for the base edition of this game is $70. The collection I got is $100. So if you took 1 million times 70, that's just the cost of the game. You're sitting at what? 70 mil, 700 mil, somewhere around there. I don't have a calculator. And so now there's all these new skins out. There's all this new stuff that you want to buy. So what are you going to do? You're going to go drop probably $100, $200 for COD points, and you're going to buy those things you want. Well, that's great. They just made another $200 off you by buying COD points. And then some of those skins you can't use COD points for. You have to buy them. So you're going to be like, okay, I spent $200 here. I bought all these skins, but I really want this one. That's $20. What are you going to do? You're going to buy it. You're going to spend $20 and you're going to buy it. And so they're absolutely right. They're making money hand over fist off the players. And yeah, they just released this new update, but what did it do? Okay, they dropped reloaded, whatever that means. They nerfed armor piercers, the armor piercing rounds for the guns. So now instead of damaging the armor plates like they should, it only works against vehicles. The shield is OP as crazy. I mean, it's ridiculous. Literally watching people just get unloaded on by 75 round mag of armor piercers and not one made it through. That's a little much. That's ridiculous. Um, and they didn't do anything. They released what supposedly two characters, two character skins. They the raid, and you see that's going to be the other part to get people to buy the new season is to get these raid assignments. They'll figure it out. You have to purchase the battle pass. And so when we start looking at this, yeah, it's great they put a raid in. I was watching guys play this either. Who the hell thought that a 3-man squad is a good number? It's like that in the DMZ, which is ridiculous because you can quad up in Warzone 2.0. You can have a 6-man squad in multiplayer. Again, who thought of that great ingenious idea? There's no multiplayer for the campaign, which there has been in previous Call of Duties. That's what made it fun, is to get online and play with a friend and roll through the campaign together. So they've taken that away. The AI in DMZ is way OP. I was fighting against a group of them, and I literally shot the guy in the head 3 times, and he just flinched. He got hit, but he flinched, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Supposedly there's and again, I've only seen one video that kind of explains it, and talking about how the AI in the game throttles and whatnot to players. If you're having a really great game, all of a sudden the next game it does everything it can to make sure you're not going to have a stellar game again. So there's so many things going on with this game that they could fix it. They could spend the time, and I wouldn't have a problem if they said, hey, we're going to release a mini patch, and in this mini patch, we're fixing this. Okay, fix something that matters, get rid of tier 1. Just bring back regular hardcore. Put the playlist, go. This new interface is horrible. It was so much nicer in the last Call of Duty, how the interface played out. This one, I could do without it. It is just, it's an ugly interface. There's no other way to put it. And so you have this ugly interface that is hard to navigate. And yeah, and again, everybody knows this about Call of Duty. It is, and it has always been, a very toxic environment. So let's check, see if I have anything here. So again, people are turning to DMZ into Warzone 2.0. The whole thing with proximity chat. I think it's cool. It has its value. I don't need anything there, so now I gotta go get. But I'm not a big seeker of it because, again, I think in some regards, the whole, and I don't know. I'm wondering really how much of it is staged. But to see these people, oh yeah, I'll be your friend, and all of a sudden, yeah, just give me your money, I'll let you run away, or drop all your stuff and I'll let you run away. It seems very staged because most people have the mentality is I'm just gonna kill you. We'll figure it out. I'll guns down with you. Why am I gonna give you my stuff that I've worked my butt off for? I'll gun downs with you. We'll see what happens. And it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully they can fix some stuff and get it back up to snuff where it goes. All right, so as you can see, not bad. This was already sitting in here. This was from previous. But let's see, we have if we pull that down, I got 8 full stacks of tier 3 bright leaf. I have slide that over. I have 2 full stacks of the Cernella, and that's just because I didn't have a whole lot of it planted. But what we are going to go run and get is these, because I have 10 fields full of those bad boys. And I just want to go pick them up, so I got to pull my sheet up here. All right, we're going to type in where we're going here, because I have no idea where we're going. We are going to go to IL. There we go. So yeah, it's interesting to see where our games are going to go in the next, month, year. There's some new games coming out. There's a lot of hype waiting for the new division. When they get that done, I think they're overplaying their hand on the division. I think a lot is lost. They could have done a lot. They had 2 amazing play areas, New York, and I think the other one was DC. And they let it go to waste. They could have definitely opened up more, but they didn't. So, and again, Division 2, it came out and it was a letdown, and a lot of people still aren't pleased with it to this day. I don't think anybody ever will. I think this whole Division Heartland isn't going to be successful as they think it's going to be, because there are so many other games that does just that. Especially DayZ does it. Yeah, we're not gonna plant those. I don't have any chickies with me, so we're just gonna grab them and go. So we'll see. Again, I would love to see them redo SOCOM and make it for both systems, because I think it could end up being something really, really good for both systems. I think the Xbox has the power to push it, especially the new ones. I think not only that, but sorry about that. I think on PC that would be an amazing game. I would like to see. Yeah, exactly. That's a big thing too. There's not a whole lot of cross-platform games out there. I'd like to see Siphon Filter get a reboot into the new age of things, either third person like the Division, or first person. I think that could be a really, really good game being done. What's another one that they did? Splinter Cell. I think it's time for a remake or a reboot to Splinter Cell. Again, I think they could do a fantastic job. I think those are all games worth reboots or the next chapter to introduce people to those games. Again, I go back to SOCOM. I think that game would do amazingly well, especially because us older gamers remember it on the PlayStation and remember just how awesome it was. Um, you know, Playing that game, going on the different missions, building your loadouts. The AI wasn't bad at all. Uh, the other thing that I would like to see come to fruition is a new play on Ghost Recon. I think we've done enough with Wildlands and with Breakpoint. I think it's time to get back into what we remember as Ghost Recon. I think it's time. I'll be honest with you. I had more fun playing Wildlands than I did Breakpoint. I did like the things like setting up camp. I did like the missions. Right now I'm playing, was it Motherland? I think that's what that game mode is, where you have to destabilize certain areas to take them back, and you have missions in those, and those are fun. But it seems like they're grabbing really hard at straws for that. I've done the raids. I have the season passes for them, and they are fun to play. And even though I've played them over and over again, started new characters, ran through all the missions, but it's just kind of one of those things where, okay, I played it, I'm good. What next? What and I think the crossovers for the different Tom Clancy games were a good add-on. I think those were interesting. Um, you know, having the different mission style plays based on the game, like the Splinter Cell ones, you had to go covert. You couldn't be seen to kill anybody. You literally had to make it to your objective before someone else saw you, kind of thing. And so that was fun. Um, However, again, we go back to an overbearing AI where there would be no way if you're running through and I'll give a for instance, you kill a truck full of cartel members, they're all dead, and all of a sudden here comes two more truckloads of them. Like you're not even shooting anymore, and they just show up randomly. That was bad. When you had to have your little entanglements with the government forces, the military, or the black bag ops, whoever they were. It didn't matter what you do. You could have killed every single one of them, but now there's 2 helicopters above you, and oh, here comes 4 armored vehicles full of them. And it's like, wait a minute, how in the world did that happen? And then you start to wonder, is after a while, look, I've already shot down 15 helicopters and I've killed 100 guys. You probably shouldn't have any more guys in country. So again, there's some things they need to fix. It's not as bad as other games I've played, but definitely could use some use. So between the two, 1.5 mil. Not bad. Weight's at 38%. We've already hit 4 islands, so we're going to try to hit as many as we can here. And after I get done here with this portion, I will probably be done for this evening with this stream. Ran a little bit over, but no, I appreciate everybody that stuck by. The follows were great. That's a big plus. And I will be going back through my stream information, and for all those people that gave follows, I'll be definitely heading out to your page and return the favor and jump in the chat. Build that community to where if somebody needs a boost, hey, run a raid for them. Drop a raid. If you're hopping off and you've got still 70, 80 viewers watching you, hit that person with a raid. Let them know. Say, fire up a stream. I'm gonna send you a raid to help you out with your numbers, and that's the biggest thing we can do for one. I think that's a great feature. I honestly do. It works quite well, and I've done a few of them, and it's pretty cool. It's a great way to help people. Harvest these chickens before. All right, let's finish. All right, so there is 5 islands worth. Actually, one more island will be, yeah. So the average take for 6 islands is 270. We harvest 45 per island, so this actually helps. So that, come here, let's do this. Where did that go? All right, that's not gonna work. Okay, so let's just look for it. Sometimes that doesn't want to play nice. Whoa, what are we doing here? Nope, that's not what I want. I wonder if somehow it got unchecked. Nope, there's that one. And that's what I thought it was. IMA. IMA. Alright. ILM. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's amazing. Oh. So yeah, there are definitely some Tom Clancy games out there that could definitely get a reboot. Oh, look at that. A Yule Time chest unlocked. Now that's interesting because I've been doing that. So if I keep doing that. Okay, so right now, I'm going to check this when I get off because I thought once you reached this, you were pretty much, you couldn't gain anymore until this came available again. So let's see what happens here. I'm curious. Okay. Huh, nice. Nice. If that's the case, then holy moly. Okay. So let's see what that did. So, okay. Yeah. So it keeps gaining. I did not realize that. I thought I've been playing this game for a little over a year. And I thought, I'm like, oh yeah, look at this. Nope. So that does. It keeps, okay. That makes sense. And yeah, tomorrow I'll come back and hit these back up. I have to get over to my to Thetford where these other islands are, and I need to harvest that and bring that over so I have enough livestock food. But in all honesty, the money to be made is really sitting in the animals. Just, it's what it is. Let's see here. Did I go to Havana? I don't think I did. We'll find out if I went to Havana. That's the other thing I wish it did is you could click on the log right there and look and see if you were here. But I'm going to tell you, no, I was not, because they are. Oh my God, Harvest Moon. Yes. Yes. That and Animal Crossing when it first came out, I played the crap out of that. I haven't played it recently. But yeah, I remember playing that game. Yeah, yeah, it does. It really does. I can definitely see that. Harvest Moon. Yeah, that's a good game, and even the newer one, from what I've read on Nintendo Switch, is pretty decent. So they held true to the game, so that's impressive. And I think that property's owned by Nintendo. So, but yeah, now that you say that, it really does remind me of Harvest Moon. So where am I at weight wise? 66. That's not bad. 66. I can. It's not gonna be a pain in the ass. Yep, I'm gonna have to exit out. Come here. Check that out. There it is. We'll see what's sitting in the bag when we get here. So between the two of them, sitting on 2.66 mil. Now I'm gonna tell you right now. So the equipment that I have between the bag and my mount, I'm looking at 1.2 if you round up conservatively. And then these are market value estimates, but I'm going to tell you right now, if I went to market with these, I could easily make, just off of what I have, I could easily make right around probably 1.5 mil. Now I know and the chicks, I would really have to look, because a lot of people, when they're looking for orders for them, they mark them down so much. It's like, okay, how am I supposed to make a profit off this if this is what you're wanting to buy them from me for? But I've done that for other things like wheat or flour. I make a lot of flour for cooks, and so I'll do that. But what they'll do for me is they'll keep aerating the area for worms. It's all good. So, oh, yeah, let's see what's sitting there. So 363 mil, not bad between the two. And I'm betting. I'm wondering right now if the baby chicks are what's bringing that up. They're probably worth more. So I probably have about 2 mil in the baby chicks. It's in at 76% weight. So let's go. We might be able to finish all the harvest for the chickens for the night, and that would be great. And then first thing tomorrow when we come back in, we will go and breed chickens, and we're gonna do a plot of cows. They're so expensive. But someone mentioned to me to use my focus with them, because maybe that'll produce an extra calf, which could, you know, save me a little bit of money. One less calf I would have to buy. You know what? Before I get off, I have to run my private islands or my guild islands. Take long though, because I'm not gonna hit them up with books yet. I'll do that tomorrow. And here's the other thing: you see 3 chickens. Why don't I get to pick up 3 chickens? I only pick up 1. You know, you lay down 3 baby chicks or 2 baby chicks, but you get 3 chickens. So I should be able to pick up 3 chickens. All right, this might have to be the last stop for the day for these, because I'm at 85% and I do not have a goose pie to increase my weight here. Whoop. And well, let's see how I'm looking after this. Thought I had one more of those. Guess not. Chicken cheese. And what I'm planning on doing next year is I'm gonna build up 2 more private islands, and I'm just gonna put kennels on them. And I'm gonna work on the PvP side. Well, more or less the actual side that I can go out, not only fight mobs and harvest off of that, but get fortunate enough to, you know, grab a dire wolf, a couple dire wolf pups, and then find out what people are, you know, get me somebody to make me the saddles, and then find somebody who's willing to buy them, because the price for dire wolves is pretty good. The pups are really expensive, but it takes like 4 days to grow them, breed them out, so it's not like it's a simple thing. Hey, let me ask you something. Can you hear the music come through? Oh, I'm down to 1 streamer or 1 viewer. No problem, no problem. I understand. Let's see what we're looking at. What's in the chat right now? Wow. Still got a good amount of people in the chat, and Serena, Purple Saint is there. No, it's cool. It's cool. Um, they're probably it's lurking. That's because I don't think you see lurkers. So, but that's cool. I mean, it is what it is. I appreciate it either way. Okay, so there is nothing sitting on that island. So I wonder, did I actually backtrack? What's the last time? Okay, there is one more island that I'm going to try to get. I know I put stuff on it. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. IL. Oh, A, B. Oh, that's not finding it now. Let's see. I wonder if it's sitting. Is that it? That's it. So I couldn't have rented that. That wouldn't make sense. How'd I? Well, I'll tell you right now if I rented it. Nope. Let's go check this out. So learned a couple new things today. Yeah. So this one is empty as well. Okay. So all the animal bearing islands are cleared. So that's good. Let's go back to the guild island. And then all right. Where okay. There they are, guild islands. Why is that not bolded? All right, so let's do this. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go into my items. 352. So in these alone at 450, 2.46 is the estimated market value. I could sell those for 2.5 mil easily. So there's 45 here. So sitting in there right now, this is just one day, is 6.2 mil. So let's see here. If you can average 6.2 times, say, 6 days, that's 37.2 mil a week. Times that by 4 weeks, $148.8 million. So, if tomorrow I plant those and I go harvest and I plant the rest of my islands, which I need to go buy seed, I can plant all the ones that are empty as well, and double this amount because I'm only touching half my islands right here. These are extra islands that I rented from somebody else, so I've more than made up the cost of that. So yeah, I mean that's not bad. If I can get that 6.2 up to say 7 mil a day times, I can get it 7 times 6 days. That's 42 mil a week times 4, 168 million a month, which isn't bad at all. And even after you subtract what I owe for renting islands, I'm still sitting with 120 million in profit. Seeds to plant that and chicks probably will take maybe 15%. So if I pay, let's see, and I'll come out, let's do that times 0.15%. That's 18 mil. So I'm still going to come out 102 mil in profit. So that ain't bad at all. Not bad. Let's see. We are going to now. All my peeps should be back. Let's see. Yep, there they are. So let's get these guys done. Make sure I got him. Okay. Now, the whole point in this is we are going, not only are my guys ranking up a little bit, but what we're trying to do is build stacks of these mats, these resources, because then we'll take them to the market and sell these. I want to get these done because I'm starting to learn that if you don't get them right away, they will all that stuff will just disappear. I think it's literally got like a 4-day, maybe a 1-week timer. But if you don't harvest it within a certain amount of days, this stuff's gone. So, but what we want to do is we want to collect this. And this is another good way to earn money, because you'll see as I'm pulling, my estimated value on all this will go up quite a bit. So, Fine Seabrick, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Glad to have you on board. So there we go. We're catching the dream right here. We went from 47 to 52, so 5 new follows. That is awesome. We appreciate it. Thank you. Please tell your friends about me. It's all about building that community. If it's 1 or 100 new follows a day, it's all about that and returning that love to those people that are helping you out. Where's it at? There it is. There's that big one. So after the next stream, I'll put a window in to show you guys the spreadsheet that I use to keep track of my islands. So it's ridiculous. It has changed so many times. I have so many different sections because I have to. Whoa, did I not pull all that? Oh, that's me. So as you can see, we're building stacks right now. Usually I come out with at least a stack of gold bar or tier 5 bars out of this, which, I'll put them on the market. They'll go pretty quickly. Just for that 209, the estimated market value, I would make 135k just off that 209 that are available. Now, a full stack is going to bring me, I think, right around 400k. I could be wrong. So we want to make sure that we try to do this at least every other day. We do sell the empty journals. We'll wait till we get a good amount of them, and we will sell them. Now, as you can see, some of these are running tier 4. That's because I ran out of tier 5 journals, but that's all right because there are those people that are using this stuff to level up, and so we'll throw it onto the marketplace for them. And I was thinking one thing I might do is, because I have so many different guild islands that I have admin rights to, I was thinking about opening the market on one of these and just letting people know, say, look, this is public. You can, I put this stuff on the market every day. You're more than welcome. One, they don't have to pay the tax because I set the tax rate. So, like this right here, we can put offers on here. I can make orders. We can sell the inventory. So there are ways, and it's just setting your island to public. That way people can find it, and I have a couple different Discord servers that I'm on for Albion that have a pretty good marketplace. I go in about once a week and I just make a post and say, hey, we have the following mats. If you're looking for them, go to this island. You can buy them right from our marketplace. And what's really cool is the Discord is Fort Sterling, which is my main city. So they don't have to worry about travel tax. They don't have to worry about the tax with quote unquote luggage tax. So this right here, which is stupid. I think this is another dumb thing that they threw in there just to get people to, to pay that madness. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had to pay it a couple times, going back and forth between Thetford with a mammoth and, what was it, 30, 40 stacks worth of food. So, but we're trying to build these up. We want to get them to tier 8 because we have, as you can see, our Fletchers are almost to tier 8. And then once we get them there, the only thing that will drop into these is tier 6 journals. So that way we can get some really good tier 6 mats and get those on the market too. The goal is to control the market. And because there's so many players and because I'm not a big conglomerate, I'm a one-man guild pretty much. That's what ends up happening. So, we try to put stuff out there, get it sold, let people know, kind of thing. I know we don't have a problem putting stuff up for sale because, what was it? I put probably 20 stacks. Plus I had food, or I had chickens that went up and turned around, and like I said, I went from 12 mil to 19 mil, and that was just because, and honestly, it wasn't really that good of a haul. I mean, I know when my buyer took a couple months off, he had me in the middle of every one of my fields was producing wheat, and so I never realized how profitable wheat was because of wheat soup and what it's used for. And so I started looking at that, and I'm like, okay, so you buy wheat at this cost, and this is what per unit, and this is what you make, and then per one of these soups that you sell, in most cases they're sold in bundles, but you sold this one and you made X amount where I only made this. So I started looking at how everybody did it. I started to understand how the market worked, checking out 7-day buy and sell averages and basing off of there, and I've been doing really well. And so when I look at my profit margin at silver, I know it costs to set up a new account and build an island all the way out. It used to cost me right around 16 mil. That was the cost of premium and then setting up your island. And now we know premium is, let's see here. Premium right now for a month, well, it actually dropped a little bit. That because a couple days ago that was up to around $4,000, so now it's down to 37. So you're looking at to buy a month of premium, and then on top of that, your island, and that's one character because you have to have premium for all of them if they have for the private island and for the bonuses. You're looking at, let's just be conservative and round that up to 17 mil. So 34 for 2 premium, 30. Let's see here. 50. 51 million in silver to cover premium for 3 accounts. I mean, it's crazy. So yeah, it's not something, you know, where I'd much rather be like, okay, I'm gonna do one island at a time, just build it up, or I'm gonna go out to my other islands and I'm gonna improve it, or I'm gonna improve my guild halls because that's where I need to focus. And so you really got to pick and choose. It's like, okay, a good scenario is I'm gonna buy an island, okay, and I know it costs me premium plus this. Well, if it's gonna cost you around 34 mil for one account, and your island all the way up to tier 5, now you look at, okay, I just bought this, it cost me this much to get the island to here. How much is it gonna cost? You know, how long do I have to rent this out at 800K a month to get it paid off? Well, one of the things I started looking at is, yes, you're going to get people that want to rent the island for your plots, for your farming plot. You also can get people that want to rent out your island for the housing plots, because what do? They put labs in the houses to produce for them. Not a bad idea. On top of that, you turn around and you say, you know what? I'm going to lease out my rock and tier, I think it's tier 1 or tier 2 trees, logs. So in doing that, you now have effectively rented out every aspect of your island. Now, when I do wood and stone from an island, I charge $1,000 or 1,000 silver a month for each one. Why? Because I know if they come back every single day and they completely, if they do 5 rounds and give time for everything to come back, they're going to walk out with at least 3 to 5 stacks of wood and 3 to 5 stacks of stone. Take it to the market. I think stone is for a stack is selling maybe I want to say right around 300 a unit, maybe less. I think it's less. But they're going to make up. Hey, the GOAT 2021. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So by the time they get done in a month, after they've paid their 1,000 silver for the rights to do that, they've made everything back and then they've made a profit. And honestly, it's one of the easiest ways to, you know, make a quick buck. If you're just, you know, you're just trying to make some money, run around an island and just harvest the trees and the stone, and you'll make more than enough. And even if you're paying $1,000 a month for the right to do it, okay, I don't have a problem with that, because, you know, if you're like, oh, $1,000, I'm 1,000 silver, I'm probably gonna make this. That's fine. I'm not in that racket to make a whole lot of money. An extra 1,000 silver times 2 a month, so 2,000 in silver. So you have the rights to, you know, farm whatever. Now, if you turn around and tell me, say, oh yeah, you know, I was able to make 30 mil off you, 30 mil silver off you because I did this or whatever, then I might say, okay, you're really profitable. We're gonna raise your rent. We're gonna raise your access rights. You know, just like any normal person would do. So let's see what we got here. So 1.3 mil in one day. We've roamed around the entire collection that we have. We are going to build more guild islands because they are cheaper. You don't need premium for them either. So we'll probably build out another 5. And I have more than enough, and I'll show you. We're going to actually come back and we're going to place new journals in them because, you know, again, and if we didn't have the tier 4 and that was tier 5, that would have probably been up around, excuse me, probably 1.5, maybe 1.8 mil for what's in there. So let's go ahead and head back to there, and I'll show you where we dump this stuff, because obviously, and this is one of the reasons why I expanded on this island so much, is because I needed these and thought about making another one. But I have this neat little thing called resource drop. There you go. So this is what a commodities dealer does, pretty much. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna. And before I did this, we in this alone we had 38.2 mil. So not bad. There is a client that I have that all I have to say to her is, I have all these resources for sale. It tells me that the market value is this. I will take 5% off if you take everything. And 9 times out of 10, she'll be like, okay, I'll take it all. And I'll take 5% off it because she took everything. Because she uses it to grind. So, you know, having access to all this. All right, and we'll sort and stack. Sort again. So 39, we started at 38.2, we're at 39.1. And again, the journals are sitting in here. That was part of that, so that makes sense. But as you can see, we have a nice stock of tier 5 titanium steel bars, so that's good. We have people that need the steel bars as well. And now that we're gonna start doing the tier 6, we'll start seeing more of the runite steel bars come into play. So we come out of there. We'll come into lab resources, and all of our empty journals we're just gonna put right here. Now we're gonna grab these, those, and those, and we're gonna repeat the process. But now we're gonna do tier 6 journals. And this is a tinker. So, yep. See, and so what's going to happen here? What's nice is, because of where that's at, this should start to boost the production. Yeah, it's only 105%, but as he's working on that, we're going to get some nice tier 6 resources back from this, and it's going to boost their build. So, I think I spent about. I mean, the prices were actually really good this time, so there may be a drop in need. So that is a good thing. Now, a while ago, I ran 3 guild houses that had 15 fishermen labs. Well, the thing that stopped me was fishing was profitable to an extent. The seaweed is what everybody wanted, because you need it for fish sauce. So I turned around. I turned around and I was like, well, I don't quite know if I want to drop that money, because I was just doing tier 3 and tier 4 for a while, and I wanted to go up to tier 5, but the cost what kept me here. I tried fishing by myself. That didn't really work. I tried to hire people to fill, 2 to 3 fish journals a day. So it was tough, because a lot of people. Oh, I didn't know. I wonder what I'm missing. Why do I have Fletcher? That could be part of it. I wonder if my stuff in here is not high enough. So that's another thing that plays, a little bit of an effect in here, is when your furniture and stuff. So right now I'm going after tier 6, so I might have to go buy some tier 7 stuff. So tier 7 beds, tier 7 furniture or tables. some tier 7 trophies, because that stuff is all important to boost the happiness value, which will boost production. But there, that's why I clicked on the wrong one. Seriously, somebody is just dropping that metal pipe ball. So hopefully, in doing this, even though we're not at the full 103 or 150%, that's something I can start looking at and spending a little bit more resources and say, okay, I need tier 7 materials, because that's the only thing that works. But this is going to have a big bonus on us because there is a call for T6 materials. There's also a call for tier 4 and tier 5 because of armor sets. So anything that I can, see, these guys, once I level up the furniture, that's the big thing. I did have somebody, but he is overseas right now, so he wasn't going to be able to spend as much time. He was the person that he built all my beds. I would buy the mats. He would build my beds and my desks and everything I needed. He would help me grind out vests because I could sell a lot of those vests online or in the market. So that's what I was doing. I was like, ugh. And then it was like, oh, I'm just grinding to fill journals instead of just selling the stuff or having somebody that has no need for them. And that was the other thing we were doing too, is like, people that were mining and filling journals, we were willing to not only buy the journals from them, but buy the materials they mined as well, the raw mats. And so that's where that went. And for a while I did the mining too, but these guys, this will help. I didn't buy a whole bunch of the Fletcher ones, just I wasn't sure. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of those. But because I know the mats are sought after, and then you always look at too is your ROI on buying these. It's like, what's the point? What's the point behind them? Is it to did I get them all? Yeah, I knew I didn't get one of them. I want to make sure that everybody, or that in this, I'm getting a return on investment. So I will invest pretty heavily in full journals. I'll sell my empty ones back onto the market because you can make some good money off it. I'll return back to doing tier 5s for a while if I need to, just to build stock. But I think as we continue down this road, and I can see the return on investment, like I go into the market, I do some research. Because for me, it might be as simple as, the 6.1, 6.2 is what I'm going for. And so that's the only thing I concern myself with. Which, again, if you look, you're not guaranteed a whole lot, And, once I'm making a good amount of money from T6s, from selling the T6 gear, I'll move up into tier 7. I don't even want to know what tier 8. I think one journal is like $1 mil or more. And again, if it's player controlled, it sure is by the pricing. You just look at the price of some of this stuff. And it's a lot of it is rare. There may only be one or two here on a location. And so you're like, okay, where the hell did that go? So I think I have one more Fletcher, because I know I changed some of them around. And this is the grind, my friend. I look at it. There's two ways to grind. You can either do the PVE grind or the PvP grind, which again, it's legitimate. People like doing that. I don't mind it. Which again I'm maybe thinking about keeping Sunday as a day I don't do anything and put my armor on and go out and work on my levels. And maybe just say, hey, I'm going to be over here and all I'm going to do is farm skins. I'm hunting wolves or foxes or whatever. And that's all I'm doing. And if I happen to come out of it with whatever, so be it. Maybe that way, I can do some dungeons because, again, we all know loot is always better in dungeons and stuff. Maybe I can get parts to things I need. There is a set of armor I do want to build because I do have a warrior spec. All right, so there's all the Fletchers. All the Fletchers are now deployed. Hope that's the last one of them because I am out of kernels for them. See, that's Lagatha. Need to go to SR01. So yeah, it's not the most fun in the world, but it is fun. The whole point of the video game is to escape. And maybe in a previous life, yep, Fletchers, and I don't have. Dang it. Okay, so that tells me from here on out, I've got to have 60 Fletcher journals. I don't want to really go back, so let's. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. Let's get that one out of the way. Then we'll get these last two S1s out, and then that'll be that. Knew it. I knew there was going to be 15 more of them that I needed. Okay, here we go. Oh, nope. Back out. Nope, come here. There we go. What do we got here? Tinkers. Now, I will tell you, up until about level 5, these guys level up pretty fast. Just make sure you have all of the furniture, trophies, and these, and the beds. Have them all tier higher. I think that's why I'm running into the issue is because these are all the same tier. So before I get offline, I'm going to go in the market and I'm going to see what I'm looking at for tier 6 beds or tier 7 beds and tables. Because something tells me oh, I missed. Wow. Okay. I missed one. I didn't even know I missed one. Well, good to know. So I missed him somehow. So our profit would have been a little bit higher. Or our take. So that's all right. It happens. Yes. And the player, Myler Guildmate, that I got the other islands for in Thetford, he even got me 2 yeah, he got me 2 or 3 more guild islands, so that's a bonus. But yep. The good thing about this too is I'll come through here tomorrow and I'll grab my tier 5 pull this because I know I don't have enough to do another full round. Well, maybe I do. I think I bought just enough. And if that's the case, then we'll run another bunch of tier 6. But again, we have to look at profits. You know, I don't want to buy in one area when it looks like I'm going to have to upgrade probably every one of my houses. The good thing about it is I will keep everything and use it when I build the new houses. I will spend the money to upgrade the house several times. And then I will put that furniture in it because it doesn't make any sense to hold out. And I'll show you guys when we get back. I'll show you back in that chest in Guild Island where I have, see, this guy's right here. We're upgrading this, but as you see, I have the rock, again, wood, and then tier 7 balsat blocks. It is expensive, and it seems like if you buy half, it's gonna crank out 6 mil right out of you. So again, if I could find somebody in game that's out there harvesting tier 7 stone, I may also say, hey, I'm in need of, you know, this many stacks, and, you know, could you fill these journals for me? You know, I might give them a bunch of, you know, whatever. But see, and I missed one here. I knew I missed him. I knew I missed him because that guy's in the back corner. So oh, all right. I think we are done with harvesting today. Let's go back. We're gonna draw. You know, it's so funny that I had these last. Well, first, let's get that. See, no wonder why that was one down. I wondered why those were off. So 45, 45, and 60. So that's what we go through on a daily. I have enough to do one more round with these, but I have no more Fletcher Journal. But we have, as you can see, plenty of 4 and 5. We have lacking here, so we would need to buy more of those. But we do have some yellows, so that's good. We got plenty of red for viewers, but we don't do anything with them. Fletchers were a little low all the way around, so it probably wouldn't be a bad thing to stock up on these and put them into play. We do have croppers, so that's not a bad thing to have, and we do have adept gatekeepers journals. So again, not all bad. As you can see, we do have I'm one bed short for the yellow, and I have more than enough tables to do. You need 4 tables per house, 14 beds or 15 beds per house. So we're there, but not where we need to be. We're gonna go down to our resource drop. I'm not gonna deal with it. We're just gonna. So funny, come by and you pick up 2. All right. So sort, stack, sort. All right. So now we're up to, we're still at 39.1, 39.1, 36929. So we're doing pretty good. I don't want to mess with that until I get it up to around 50, maybe 60 mil. And then, as you can see, I'm not even a quarter of the way down or a half of the way down in spots. So still a lot to do. And I'll just keep plucking away at that. So we do have a cooking supply one there. So what I need to do is we're gonna put 10. We're gonna we're gonna split 10, and we're gonna put 10 in our food. So we're good. Because somehow I don't know how I completely forgot not to redo those. And here's that wheat soup, and it's used for a simple meal that increases health regeneration outside of combat for a long period. So this goes pretty quick. The number I have, I could easily sell that for 650K, but it takes 45 units of wheat. So we have a lot of wheat. We have bread. We have tier 5 herbs. Tier 2 herbs are here in stock. We have plenty of goat and sheep's milk, and then we also have cow milk. We have goose meat, goat, chicken. So these are used to make the pies. So for a pie, you have to have cabbage, flour, raw goose, and then milk. The only thing we don't have is cabbage, but I could farm that pretty quickly. Do it for 2 days and have more than enough to make what I need. So, but that is going to be the end for today's stream. I do appreciate everybody. Get caught on my mic headphones. I do appreciate all the follows. We went from 47 to 53, so we went up 6 follows. So awesome, guys. I appreciate it. And check out my schedule for the streams. And again, thanks a lot, everybody. Awesome stream. Appreciate the chat. Purple Saint, awesome conversation. Love chat with people that talk about old games and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I will be heading over to your channel as soon as I get off this. I'm gonna see what you're doing. If you're doing anything, if you have your schedule up, I'm gonna take a look at that to see what you have coming up next. And definitely going to give you a follow, and I'll click that notification so I know when you are on. I am on during the evening, mostly around 6 or later, just because of family. So I try to get all that stuff knocked out before I hop on. So again, I think this stream right now we're looking at 3 hours and 15 minutes, one of my longest streams outside of Call of Duty. We are going to fix the camera thing. I'm going to look at that log and figure out why it's twitching like it is. But again, thanks everybody. I appreciate all the follows. It was a great mark. Remember, the goal is our true goal is 100 by the end of December. But hey, we made some great leaps. We broke the 50 follower mark. We're getting there. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, everybody. And have a great rest of your night. Take care. The Crusaders out.